Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to transform from that to this. I wanted to do a super graphic blended white, gray, and black eyeshadow look. Today I'm just using two eyeshadow colors. The first eyeshadow I'm using is C1. This is from the Anastasia and Norvina Volume 1 palette. And I'm going to put that in the inner part of my lid. Today I'll be listing all the brushes I used on my eyes and on my face below in the description. But if you want to see the makeup products I used in detail, I'm going to list it on my Instagram. To transition the gradient from white to black, I'm going to mix the white and the black to create a gray. So basically what I did here is I just slid my brush on the black one time and then I patted it on the white eyeshadow 2 to 3 times lightly. Once you start packing it and patting it onto your eyelid, it starts blending into this gray eyeshadow color. And don't worry about the patchiness because once you pack it on where you want it, it'll start blending out. And if you need to lighten it or blend it out more, you can always add a bit more white. Go ahead and repeat the same steps on the other eye. We just want to get that gray color on before we start adding our black. Notice how I gradient the eyeshadow in an angle, so I'm not doing like a straight line up and down. I'm doing more like an extended angled shadow. And to finish off with the black outer corner, I'm gonna take the black gel liner. You want to start your brush from the bottom of your waterline and you want to bring it up to the angle that you want. Once you have the bottom line angled the way you want, go ahead and connect it. So you're going to start from the outer third of your eye and connect it towards the outer wing. So that way we can get our shape established and start packing on our black eyeshadow. Now that I've established the angle of my wing, I'm going to start connecting the top shape. So that way from the curve, it can start turning into the wing. So from the curve of your lid, you want to start turning it into the outer part of your eyeliner or eyeshadow shape. Once you have your eye shape with a black liner, you're going to start getting your black eyeshadow and packing it and blending that outer corner so the black can blend into the gray. Remember, you want to keep the eyeshadows in an angled shape. Next, we want to clean up the top of our eyeshadow look, basically to make the shape more clean. You want to really make sure you have your curve of your lid the way you want it to look so it can be more matching and more put together. And then also clean up the outer edge of your liner so it can be crisp as well. Now to clean up the bottom of the wing, just, take it easy because if you go too fast or too much pressure, you can actually make the line more crooked or add a curve into it. But just look at what a difference it makes when you sharpen up the line by cleaning it with concealer and a small concealer brush. And to make the line even more sharp, we want to use a liquid liner and just giving that edge a little fine wing corner. And now we're gonna move on to the other eye and do the exact same steps. Notice how the outer corner right now looks a little funky, like the line is not as straight and the gray eyeshadow looks a little patchy. I'm not worried about that. I didn't want to perfect it because as you see, I'm going over it with the black liner and black eyeshadow. And then again, we're going to clean it up with concealer. As you're cleaning up the top of the eyelid shape, make sure you're careful and keep your eye open looking at the mirror. So that way you can get a close match to the other shape you have on your other eye. That way they're close in height and design. You know, our eyes are not the exact same, so we just have to make sure we get it as close as possible. Finally, for the fun part, we're going to use the NYX glitter as well as the NYX glitter primer. This is a brush that I used recycled from the Glitter Goals liners that NYX has. You can always recycle the eyeliner brushes that come in products once you're done with them. Just make sure you wash and disinfect them. But basically what I want you to understand from this eyeliner application is that first I got the brush, I dipped it on both sides into the glitter primer, and I put the glitter primer outline where I wanted it. Then I got the same brush, wiped the glitter primer off, and then I sprayed the Wet n Wild primer water, the cucumber one. So that way it can be easier to pick up the glitter and the glitter is not falling everywhere. So I dipped my brush into that Wet n Wild cucumber primer, and then I pressed my brush into the loose glitter. Then I started carefully lining my eye where I had already placed the glitter primer. So basically apply the glitter primer first, clean off your brush, use the primer water to pick up the loose glitter, and then carefully outline where you had already set the glitter primer. And I'm taking it all the way to the very end of my wing. I feel like when I get to the other eye and it comes to applying the glitter or the liner or any product, I don't even breathe because I want to make sure they're as even as possible, especially if you have a bigger eye on one side or lazier eye on one side. So make sure to just take a deep breath and take your time. Anything you mess up on, you can clean it up with concealer. Now that we're 80% done with the eyes, let's start on our face. I'm going to use the same primer water from Wet n Wild, the cucumber one, to press it in with my e.l.f. sponge and prime my face. I do feel like this product makes your skin pretty soft. While that sets in, I'm just going to apply my lashes. And again, if you want to know the makeup or eyelashes I used and the products for my face, go to my Instagram. It'll be there. I'm going to use a BB cream all over my face just to even out my skin a little bit. If you're new to my channel, you know we love putting on face products with the brush first and then blending and pressing everything in with the sponge. And if you haven't tried the mini miracle complexion sponges from Real Techniques, I highly recommend those because They are just perfect for getting around your forehead and around the small areas in the center of your face. To bronze up my face, I'm using a concealer that's listed in my Instagram. But I just want to tell you that the product I used all over my face, it's literally whatever was on the applicator. You know how when you open the concealers and the little dome foot has concealer? I just put that on a metal flat surface and I use that to spread it all over my face. Meaning I'm using less product, because when you take the dome foot applicator and apply it directly onto your face, you're just adding excessive product. And not that that's a bad thing, you know, if you like that, that's your preference, but I'm just letting you know how so little product can go such a long way. Same thing with concealer. Here it looks like I'm applying a ton, but I did the same thing. I got the dome foot, I put it on a flat surface, whatever product was just on the top, and I dabbed my brush into it, and look how much it's spreading all over my whole face. Instead of me putting the actual dome foot on my face, I'm saving more product, I'm not caking it on too much, and it blends out easier when you apply it in those precise areas. And once you have the concealer applied to the precise areas where you're gonna brighten and highlight, you're gonna take a sponge, and this way, because you applied it to the specific areas, you have room to blend it out and you have room to press it in, so that way you are spreading the product where it should go instead of finding places where the product can fit when you use too much. You know what I mean? Before blending out the rest of my face or finishing blending the rest of my face, I'm gonna set my under eyes really quickly so that they don't crease as much. So to set the under eyes, you want to press out the creases so the product is blended, and then add your powder. I prefer to do it with a sponge, but if you have a dense brush that fits under your eyes, that's perfect too. And then we're just gonna start blending and setting the rest of the face. To brighten under the eyes a little bit more, I'm going to take the first two shades on the powder contour kit, and I'm going to just press that into the inner corners, give me a little more brightness because I do have dark circles and eye bags, so I mean, what can you do but brighten them up? To contour, you want to use a small angled brush for more precision, and I'm mixing my contour and bronzer shade. I just tap into both of them and then apply it by pressing it onto my face and then lightly blending it out. To finish off my eyes, I'm going to go into my Milani waterproof eyeliner. This is going to add more smoky, dramatic effect and just top off the black accent we have on our outer corner. To set that liner and smudge the bottom lash line, I'm going to take the same black eyeshadow I used earlier and just press that into the bottom waterline so it can blend out any creases or any imperfections. As you can see, by adding black eyeshadow to set bottom waterline, it gives it a more sultry and smoky look. I don't know, I think it looks super bomb. It just brings more attention and detail to the eyes. Sometimes I am all over the place and I don't do things in the order that I usually do, but that's okay. Gonna make sure I don't forget to add blush, which if you're new to my channel, you'll notice I like to apply it all over the areas that I applied my bronzer on. So I just want to blend those areas out with the blush, and when you apply it on your cheekbones, make sure you go a little bit higher so it brings your cheekbones higher up. To clean up under my cheeks and my nose, I always go in with the same setting powder I used on my face, and then I'm gonna just blend it out with the giant powder brush. That way it just gives you a more put together look and it doesn't look so muddy on your face. I used to do this a while back, but when I want my highlight to be super poppin' and bright, I do add spray on my brush. Then I dip into my highlighter and then I press it onto the spots on my face where I want it to be brighter. So in this case, I'm just gonna tap it on and then slightly start turning my angled brush so that I can blend out. And applying it in this way, it allows me to just bring light or highlight to the highest parts of my cheekbone rather than put shimmer all over my cheek. I do like the more precise look. Now that I've used my angled small brush for the center of my face, I'm going to use a different fluffy brush for the forehead and chin, and I'm not going to wet the brush. I just want it to be a little more natural. Is it just me, or do you also get super excited when it's time to put on highlighter? It's just one of my favorite parts of the makeup application because the look is almost fully put together and it just makes your face and your makeup look stand out, I think. And I can get heavy-handed very easily, as you've seen before, I'm sure. But yeah, I definitely love adding highlight to make your look stand out. Once you have your lipstick on or your lip gloss on and you finish off the eyes with mascara so that your lashes can blend into the false lashes and your bottom lashes can stand out a little bit more, you will want to set your face so that way when we're done setting, we can finish the top liquid eyeliner on the inner corners and to hide the eyelash band. As always, don't forget my favorite, press, 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 to help the setting spray blend your powders and your makeup. Okay, so to finish off the top liquid liner, you want to not only hide the eyelash band, but you want to connect it. So connect your inner corner to your bottom corner and make the look more defined. At this point, you've made it to the end. We've completed the look and I absolutely love it. I'm glad I got to film this black and white look for you because honestly it's been in my head. Thank you for watching. Please share and I'll see you in my next video.